What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are doing another client testimonial. One of our clients, Jared, just wrapped up his time inside of the Physique Lab coaching program, and he is down 33 pounds. He went from 270 down to 237. So I will go ahead and put his transformation photos down below so you can see exactly what that looked like for yourselves. What's so cool about this transformation is that Jared now feels equipped, having gone through the program, to lose an additional 30 pounds and get down to his ultimate end goal. And not just that, he also feels that the habits and the disciplines that he has built are sustainable long term, meaning once he reaches his goal weight, he will be able to sustain that for the rest of his life. So we'll get into all that Jared has to say about the coaching program. But before we do, two quick things for you guys. If you are interested in learning how we are able to get clients like Jared such amazing results, I do have a video breaking down the program in excruciating detail. So I'll put that thumbnail down below so you know what to look for, or I will link it as a time card up there. I will also put it as a link in the video description below. So either click that link up there or click the one down below. And the second thing is that I will also put a link to my calendar down in the video description below as well. So if after watching this, you're like, Ty, I know the Physique Lab can help me. I want you guys to help me reach my weight loss goals, and you're interested in chatting one-on-one with either myself or one of my amazing assistant coaches who are part of the team, that is going to be the way to do it. But without further ado, let's get into the testimonial and hear all that Jared has to say. All right. What is going on, Jared? How you doing today, man?
Hey, good, Tyler. How have you been?
Doing well. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to share all about your time inside at the Physique Lab coaching program. Let's start with this, man. Where were you when you first started, and now having gone through it, where are you now?
Yeah, so I think when I first started, I felt like I had done different diet plans before. I had seen weight loss, but never found something that really stuck with me and that I felt like I could create like a more sustainable process for my life and kind of tie it into my faith, my lifestyle, and connect those pieces together. And so when I first started, I was at about 270 pounds. In fact, the week before, I was closer to 275 pounds. My goal was to get down to 200 pounds.
Mhm.
And so now I'm at 237. So about halfway to my goal, which I'm very excited about because I've been creating, I feel like, a sustainable process as we've gone along.
Yeah, amen. And that's what we try to do, is make sure that it's going to be sustainable for you, because whatever you do to get this weight off is going to be what you do to keep it off, right? We don't want any fad diets or quick fixes. I guess, is losing those 33 pounds like the biggest result we've achieved together, or would you say there's something else?
I would say the biggest achievement we've achieved together is how I looked at weight loss, health, and fitness. And what I mean by that is I was at first kind of like, oh, the pounds aren't coming off as quickly because I did all these other kind of bad diets, quick fix programs in the past. And so it wasn't what I was used to, but it helped me to realize that as I go along, we're building the steps in the process to create sustainable habits and a sustainable plan and lifestyle that allows me to keep losing weight to get to my goal at the end of the day. But also, I already have the tools to keep the weight off and keep maintaining a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, I think I told you at the beginning that's something where we could get you to the 200 pound in a 6 month time frame, but that would take a very unrealistic approach as far as endless hours of cardio, severe calorie deficit, and that's not going to set you up for long-term success. So it sounds like come through the program, you've almost reached that halfway mark, and now because everything is so sustainable, you feel well equipped to go out, do it on your own, and finally get across that finish line. So that's amazing to hear, man. I know it was a long time ago, 6 months though, but let's rewind all the way to back then. Do you remember what it was that made you want to sign up in the first place?
Yeah, I think, I mean, in seeing kind of your ads, I felt like I was just so busy with life. I had gotten to the heaviest I had ever been and feeling like that I needed to be healthier for my family, both mentally, spiritually, and physically. And I just felt like, okay, I knew how I could maybe lose some weight fast, but I didn't feel like I knew a way to keep myself healthy and sustainable in doing that. And so when I saw your ads and saw, hey, this Christian brotherhood and community that I could be a part of and have encouragement, accountability, it was like nothing else has worked to this point and kept it off. Like I need to do something more drastic to help me get where I want to go.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of guys in that boat where I would say what they see is partial success, where they see some of that weight come off, but they don't actually get down to their end goal kind of thing. And then most importantly, keep it off. So obviously, we don't want to do that. Sounds like you had tried some of those things in the past, then came across the Physique Lab and you're like, hey, sounds like it's a great fit. And then obviously we got on a Zoom call and here we are 6 months later, down 33 pounds. But now that you've gone through it, man, like what would you say the experience was like on the inside?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that I felt like was helpful for me was having the both the accountability from you and the rest of the coaching staff, um, the ability to kind of review the results and say, hey, like at first we were losing like very slow weight, so it was like, hey, what do we need to tweak here to make it work better? And then also just the brotherhood of, hey, there's this group of guys that's all trying to do the same stuff and they're coming up with recipe ideas, like what's working for them, and having those shared experiences so that you don't feel like you're just out there alone trying to do this on your own, and you have brothers that can pray for you, that can support you, that can give you new ideas to help make a better plan for the long run.
Absolutely. You don't have to do this alone. So I take some pride in the community we've been building. Not pride, but you know what I mean. I'm happy to have that community, and there's a lot of guys in there that are supporting you along the journey. And it's not just me, but I guess since obviously I'm like the head coach and we do have coaching staff, what would you say is like the favorite part of my coaching style and our interactions together?
I think the favorite part is I could tell that you actually cared enough about me as a person, and that it wasn't just about like, hey, like you got to grind and be the hardest hitting guy and all this stuff, like pedal to the metal. It was you took a genuine concern and interest in like, hey, part of the reason I got here is because I have a busy chaotic life and I have two special needs kids that take up a lot of my time, and I'm running around with work and church involvement and all kinds of stuff. But you were focused on how do we make this happen for you and what do you need to get there. And so you took extra time when I asked for accountability. You took extra time to get to know. And it's obvious when we talk in the group settings, like, you know, each person in our group call and invest the time to actually get to know us to help us to meet our goal and connect with us personally.
Yeah, I do what I can so that way you guys don't feel like just another number joining the program. And then also that fosters the community as well. So obviously, if you're showing up to group calls and you're like, Tyler hasn't talked to me in 3 months, like, obviously there's not going to be any sort of relevance or connection there. So, yeah, man, I wanted to ask you, like, now that you've gone through it, what would you say is like the biggest lifestyle change or takeaway now that you're graduating?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest lifestyle change for me is like, don't let the bumps in the road take you totally off course. And in the
Mm.
past, for me, that would have been like an easy out for me to get off routine altogether. It would have been easy for me to just um, like get distracted or off track for a couple months and call back, because I had some stuff with sickness in the family and other stuff for a couple months while I was within the program. But because I had the tools with the macro tracking and making sure that I was keeping my nutrition levels right, even though when I was sick and couldn't work out as much or had family stuff and travel, it made it so that it became a minor speed bump in the road, and then right back on the pathway to continuing towards my goals. Not something that totally would have derailed me in the past and caused me to just kind of give up on what I was trying to do for a while.
Yeah, and I think that's where the encouragement of the group and the coaching staff comes into play, where, there are definitely coaches and coaching programs out there where it's going to be like, yep, you have to be 110%, 110% of the time. If that's the program that you're looking for, sorry, this isn't it. We do understand that everybody has busy, chaotic lifestyles. And really, my goal is to figure out what it is to fit into that busy lifestyle. And then when things do pop up, which inevitably they will over a 6 month period, there's no way you're going to have a perfect 6 month time period. It's just figuring out, okay, well, here's the circumstances. What is it that we can do with these circumstances for this short period of time until we can get back to what we had planned previously? And I feel like that's what we executed together and allowed you to see the results that you saw. So that's awesome to hear. I guess sort of a related question here, but like, what would you say is something that you've learned inside of the program that you think someone else on the outside would really benefit from? That would be like their golden ticket of like, guys, you are missing out on this. Like, this is what's going to change your life.
I think obviously the community is huge, but I think the biggest thing that for me, like which made it okay and made me keep wanting to progress towards my goal was talking about memories over macros. And when we
Mm,
talked about as a group, was like, hey, we all are going to have travel or weddings or family things, or you want to get ice cream with your daughter on daddy daughter date, or whatever the case may be, where the program isn't saying you have to give up all your old lifestyle and become some robot of fitness and nutrition, right?
yeah.
Like not all of us are trying to be like Dr. Tyler and be in weightlifting, competitions,
Yeah.
right? Like, but I feel like other programs make it feel like you have to be 100 and like you said, 110%, but it made it okay to say, hey, like yeah, I'm gonna go to this birthday party with my kids, like, and this is gonna happen, or I'm gonna go on this family vacation, or I'm gonna be at this wedding. But it made me more conscious of what my decisions were, so I didn't blow it up
Mhm.
altogether. And it helped me to say, okay, like just like because we take it from the biblical sense, like just like nobody but Jesus is perfect, right? Like
Yeah.
nobody is gonna do this program 100% perfectly. Like life is not perfect, right? So it's the encouragement and the support that I feel like help you to get to the end and say, hey, now I have the tools that like I don't need to be supported. And that's one thing that Dr. Tyler said to me at the very beginning in the first call was, hey, my goal is that I'm going to be the last trainer, the last coach that you have to work with this stuff on because I want you to have the tools to make it sustainable for a lifetime. And I feel like that's what I got out of this.
Come on. That's a big win. I'm glad you clarified on the memories over macros thing as well, just to make sure that what we mean by that is in moderation. Of course, there's going to be those life
Right.
events that I want you to enjoy. It's not a hall pass to go binge on cookies and ice cream and pizza. But yeah, if you
Right.
want weddings, daddy daughter events, anniversaries, all that sort of stuff, you need a system that's going to fit into your lifestyle because there's going to be lots of those in the future. And until you learn how to navigate those situations, that's what keeps people stuck where they are, or they do what you talked about earlier, where it's like you lose some weight and then something like that happens, it gets you off track, and now you're back to square one when you don't need to do that in the first place.
Right.
Right. So, dude, it's awesome.
Absolutely.
I guess last question for you. Like, what would you tell someone who is on the fence about joining the Physique Lab? Maybe they've interacted with me on Instagram or TikTok or come across my YouTube channel. They know a little bit about the program. Maybe they've talked to me and they're interested in joining, but they're not quite there yet. I guess what would you say to that type of person who's a little bit hesitant?
I would say to that person, like, and this is the way I looked at it because I was on the fence about it. It's a big commitment financially, and it's a big commitment time wise to say, hey, I'm going to definitely commit to this. But what I would say to them is, you know, have you found a sustainable process yet? And my guess is probably no, because you wouldn't be interacting with Dr. Tyler. You wouldn't even be looking at these ads if you felt like you were already there. And so if you don't feel like you have the tools and resources to get there on your own, invest in yourself. We spend money on all kinds of stuff all the time. Invest in yourself to figure out a plan. Like Dr. Tyler says, he wants to be your last coach. So he's going to work with you, but make sure you're ready to go. Be bought in. Like make sure that life is going to happen along the way, but like you make a commitment to yourself that you want to make a lifestyle change, improve your health, improve your spiritual health too, and your mental health, because this program has it all in one. I feel like at a much better place emotionally, physically, and spiritually because of what Dr. Tyler's done. And my test results of my recent doctor blood test can show you that I've had lower cholesterol and lower blood pressure than I've had in my entire life. And they weren't bad before,
Yeah.
but they're because I'm actually losing weight and doing it while eating right and exercising, like my body is getting better and I'm going to be able to be there for my kids as long
Amen.
as they need me.
Amen. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I do, what I do. So thank you, man, for being a part of the program the last 6 months and taking some time out of your day to share all about it. We look forward to celebrating some more victories along the way, even though you are graduating from the program. I know you won't be a stranger. So keep us updated, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Take care. There you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed hearing all about his time inside of the Physique Lab coaching program. I don't have much else prepared for you today, but before we part ways, I do want to give you two quick reminders. The first one is that down in the video description, there is going to be a link to a video that breaks down the Physique Lab coaching program in excruciating detail and tells you everything you could possibly want to know about how things work and how we're able to get guys like him such amazing results. The second reminder is that down in the video description, there will also be a link to my calendar. So if you're interested in chatting one-on-one directly with me or someone from my team to learn about how you can get started inside of the Physique Lab coaching program, that is going to be the best way to do it. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and turn those notification bells on so you don't miss when I post new videos. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.